staying safe at your home. So today we will start with our new topic, light and shadow. So let's discuss some learning objectives. First we will study about the classifying object as luminous and non-luminous objects. Next point, grouping objects into transparent, translucent and opaque objects. Next point, examples and features of each type of the object. Next we will study about the formation of shadows in day, night and dim light. Next point, conditions of formation of shadows, and the last, day and night formation, how they form, and some ideas related to the solar and lunar eclipses. Now see, let's start with our lesson. What can you see on the screen? What are you able to see on the screen? Clouds, car, dog, boys, tree, girl, road. Why you are able to see these pictures clearly? Because at daytime there is enough light. So you are able to see these things very clearly. So here enough light is present. Means which light is present? Natural light, that is sunlight. In the second slide, can you see anything in this dark room clearly? No. But when I'm switching on the bulb, now you are able to see the clearly things like books on the table, sofa, chair. Why? Because in daytime you can see anything very clearly in light, but in dark you are not able to see anything. So it is proof that for seeing something, light must be there. Now in the next slide, anything that gives light is called source of light. Okay, like sun, bulb, torch, candle, these all are the sources of light. Now, objects which give light on their own, they are classified into two types, natural sources of light and artificial sources of light. Now we will discuss about these both sources of light and we will differentiate with the help of some examples. Now see, natural source of light. Objects like sun, stars, firefly, glowworm, etc. give their own light. They are known as natural luminous objects, or in simple language, you can say natural source of light. But in the opposite, artificial source of light. What are they? Objects like candle, diya, bulb, tube light do not give their own light. So, such objects are called artificial sources of light, as you can see in the examples. Now, we can divide all the objects in the two groups, that is, remember, luminous object and non-luminous object. Now we will discuss next their definition with some examples. See, luminous objects. All objects that give out light are called luminous object. Some examples are as follows: sun, candle, torch, bulb. Okay, now we will study the second part, that is non-luminous object, with definition. What is the definition of this? That is, objects that do not give out light are called non-luminous objects. Some examples we will study, that is pencil, ball, book and table. They are non-luminous objects because they do not give their own light. Now see, one amazing fact, do you know that moon is also a non-luminous object? Why? Because it gets its light from the sun. Now, next interesting topic is properties of light. Remember, there are three properties of light. First we will study, that is, light travels in a straight line. Let's take an example, or let's do an activity to prove this line, that light travels in a straight path. See, this is a burning candle and I'm taking here a hollow long pipe straight, but I'm watching through the another hole. and I'm able to see that burning candle very clearly because it is a straight, hollow, long pipe. But when I'm taking a curved, hollow pipe, what can I see? Nothing. It is very, very difficult to see the burning candle through the curved pipe. So it is proved that light always travels in a straight path. Let's take an example. In your daily life, you have seen sunlight falls on the ground in a straight line, not in a curved line. And the second, light from the projector falls in a straight line, as you have seen in a cinema hall. Light can travel through empty space. This is the second property of light. Light can travel through empty space. Now see, light does not need any medium like air and water to travel. The light from the sun and the stars reaches us directly. Why this happen? Because there is no medium between us and the sun. Third property of light is light travels fast. Now, light travels faster than sound. As you have experienced this in your daily life, in the thundering or lightning. Light from the sun reaches the earth in just 8 minutes. This is just like an amazing fact. Light travels approximately 3 lakh kilometers in 1 second. You can also say that 3 into 10 to the power 8 kilometers per second. Now, some objects allow light to pass through them while some do not. Okay, so on the basis of that, objects are classified into 3 objects: opaque object, translucent object, and the transparent object. Now we will discuss in detail with their definition and examples. Let's see. First is opaque objects. Opaque objects that do not allow any light to pass through them, they are called opaque objects. Let's perform an activity to understand this topic. See, I have taken a brick or a wall or a screen and I am lighting a torch. See, the light is going straight and falling on that screen. But when I am putting some ball in between the light and the screen, what happened? See, obstruction came and the ball is blocking the path of that light. So here what happened? The shadow is formed. So here who is blocking the path? That is ball. So the things that are not allowed to pass light, that is opaque objects. Examples may vary like ball, book, wooden log, etc. Now we will see the translucent objects. Objects that allow some light to pass through them, they are called as translucent objects. Okay. For example, frosted glass, colored plastic bottle or colored balloons. You can add more examples like tissue paper or butter paper. Remember, here only some light can be passed. In the third object, objects that allow light to pass through them are called transparent objects. Remember, in this, complete light can be passed. For example, clear water, magnifying glass or clear glass. Remember one more thing, you have seen transparent object in your daily life, that is air. Air is also a transparent object which allow light to pass through it. Okay, now our next topic, shadow. Can you see in the picture what are the shadows? Yes, a black color, dark color shadow which we are making with our hands in our daily life, like dog, bird, fox, horse, rabbit, etc. Now, see, let's perform an activity to understand what is shadow. See, what you can see in the dark room? Nothing. And I'm keeping a torch and I'm switching on the torch. A straight line of light is coming. So, when I am keeping an obstruction between the path of the light, what I have kept? A book. So, what is formed? shadow. Shadow of the book is formed. By this, we can define the shadow as dark shaped formed due to obstruction of light by opaque or translucent objects are known as shadows. Remember, I have not used here transparent object. Why I have not used? Because transparent objects, they allow light to pass through them. So from that, we cannot form a shadows. Now see, shadow is formed on the opposite sides of the source of light. Okay, as you have seen in the experiment. Some more points are there. Opaque objects make dark shadow. Translucent objects make faint shadow because only some light can pass. And transparent object does not make any shadow. Why? The reason I have explained you earlier. Now, the next important topic is shadow and its size. See, if an object is moved closer to the light source, as you can see in the picture, the shadow will get bigger. And if an object is moved further away from the light, the shadow gets smaller. So remember, if you are moving an object closer to the light source, shadow gets bigger, and if you are taking an object moved further away, that shadow will get smaller. So at daytime, we can see our shadow on the ground. Yes, we can see. This is because why? We are blocking the light of the sun from falling on the ground. As you can see clearly in the picture, that boy is blocking the sunlight path from falling on the earth, and what is formed? The shadow of the boy is formed. Now see, outer shadows are longer in the morning and evening. See, in morning, long shadow, and evening, again long shadow. In the morning, shadow is long, we have seen. In the noon, what happened? Our shadow becomes very short, and in the evening, the shadow is long. Now, we will study about the conditions for the formation of shadows. What are the conditions needed for the formation of shadows? First is source of the light. If the source of light is not there, how the shadow will be formed? Opaque object and screen on which the shadow is formed. So these are the three conditions which are required for the formation of shadows. Now question arises, why you cannot see a bird flying high in the sky? Remember, why you cannot see a bird flying high in the sky? And this bird is also there, that is opaque object, source of light, sunlight is also there. But what is the third part? Third part, that is screen is not there. Screen is very far from that bird. So here no shadow is formed of that bird flying high in the sky. This is the answer. It is because the third essential condition to form a shadow is not completed in this case. The ground which can act as a screen is very far from the bird, and thus there is no formation of shadow.